morning everybody. Sorry about the audio glitch. I have no clue what was causing that. You just kind of work through your algorithm of things to check. Hey ho, hope you can hear me okay. Let me know in the chat if you can't and I'll squeak up. Lots of excitement to get the show on the road. As you can see, we've gained a Dreamliner movement, hopefully. Should be a positioning flight on its way to Manchester. Should have gone by now. So, looks like that might be one for us. So, let's just catch the chat up. Good morning, Dopey Gorp, Ken Alloway, Alibi 58. Our superstar moderators. Morning, Carl Shield. How's things in the Republic of Ireland? Oh, just thought you're nice and calm there. Very good. Good morning, Laura Coyle. Nell W. Morning, how are you? Thanks, Ken, for confirming on the sound. Something of a challenge, but all good fun. Sorry to hear that, Nell W. Bit of a nuisance tummy bug, isn't it? But yes, there is an upside, and having you with us, that's the upside. Ken, yes, it's definitely challenging here, more so for the pilots. I've had a couple of moments here where everything's kind of moved, and you'll probably get a bit of that as the stream goes on. So, let's start things in the correct order, rather than me catching myself up. So, good morning, and a very warm welcome to everybody from a very windy Newcastle International Airport. Currently in the latter part, I think, of Storm Otto, the first named storm of the current storm naming season, they tell me. So thank you for joining us. For those who don't know me, and obviously I think I know everybody that's in the chat, but those that aren't in the chat currently, I'm Mark, your host. Going to be with you till about 11:30, slightly longer if there's any action to show you. We'll just play that one by ear. And as I think I covered in the community post, This pop-up show was arranged really to try and catch Storm Otto in place of the normal Saturday morning show, which I've cancelled because of the rain forecast. And the fact with the strong winds here, I figured it would be more interesting to watch what was happening today. Assuming, of course, I could manage to lay the sound on. We certainly weren't expecting as tough a time of it as parts of Scotland, which I understand, and Ken and Alibi 58 will correct me on this one. They were expecting gusts of up to 75 mile an hour and possibly a couple of inches of rain. Here though, I have to say, it's pretty blowy. Let's just pan to the sock. Here we go. I think you can say that's pretty lively. So, forecast for the morning is gusts up to 50 something, anything between 50 and 60. I think the forecast alters slightly every time you jump onto the Met Office website, as you might expect. Good thing is, there's not thought to be any prospect of rain. Not really. 10% probability, which I'll take. Saying that, it was raining as I came down the A1 this morning. Thing is, with the wind speeds, you know the clouds aren't going to stick about. So in terms of next movements, let's have a quick look, see what's happening. I have a C-17 Globemaster passing. I'll be the one doing the panning overhead. Let's see if I can pick it up while we are waiting for stuff to happen here. Not sure I'll get the angle. We'll see. There we are. Or so I thought. Sorry team, I've manifestly failed in that mission. I got all gung-ho for a minute. I just couldn't get the initial elevation on the camera. Playing catch up thereafter. So, back to what's occurring. So far things have been tending to come through a bit early. So KLM, as you saw at the start of the show, has landed. Ryanair, the Dublin flight, is due in about 10 minutes time, 11 minutes time. That'll be our next arrival. In terms of departures, I would think delayed, get my words out right. Jet to Tenerife, 737, due out at 9:10. So a couple of movements in the next several minutes. And that should be followed by KLM going out at 9:25. No godly reason for that to be delayed. It came in good and early. Let's have a quick look see in the chat. Mark at Newcastle Airpix. Yeah, I think I probably do need your bazooka. literally, by the time I realised what was going on with it, it were gone. Hey ho, you win some, you lose some. I'm just grateful to have the sound back. See you soon, Car Shield. So how is everybody today? Friday and all that. That's my first telescope of the show. Yeah, just couldn't pick it up, man. So in terms of today's action, anyway, quick resume. According to flight radar 24, we should get 21 movements during the show, 10 arrivals, 11 departures, and the usual suspects: BA, KLM, Air France, Loganair, TUI, Aer Lingus, easyJet, Ryanair, and Emirates crowning the show at around 11:20, or possibly sooner. I've not checked on their progression. At around 11:20 anyway, with their 777. There was a BizJet listed as well for 11:25. I don't know if that's firmed up. I'll have a quick look see. In the operating context, the 7-day forecast is for 736 departures from here to 20 countries, 41 different airports, with Heathrow being the most common destination. In terms of Storm Otto, we are still experiencing that. Westerly winds, according to the Met Office, a general 33 mile an hour, 28.7 knots, which should soften by the back end of the show to 28 mile an hour, 24.4 knots. Gusts at 59 miles an hour, 51.3 knots, falling to 49 mile an hour, 42.6 knots at the back end of the show. So things should get easier, in short. So as with recent shows, we will continue with Runway Now the issues definitely here opening up. I did wonder how we do for signal consistency today, so I'll just have to keep watching that. Upload speeds are good, so I don't think it's a bandwidth type issue. Yes, thank you Ken and Nell. It's good to be back. I just got a feeling it's going to be a bit of a challenging ride this morning. And I'll look at the chat. Thank you Ken. We have our second incoming, first with sound, in the shape of a Ryanair from Dublin, hurtling towards us as we speak. So it'd be nice to get some in action moving. As you can see, plenty of wind here, just need a bit of motion. And of course, we still hopefully have the potential to get this Dreamliner out during the show. Be a nice catch if we do. So good morning to anybody that's just joined us from Newcastle International Airport. welcome to Plain Sailing's live stream. We're just in the latter phase of Storm Otto, so winds expected to between 50-60 mile an hour. We'll be streaming through till about 11:30, all things being equal. And by way of introduction, I'm Mark, your host. So if you're new to us and you like what you see, please do hit the like button. And if you're not yet subscribed to us, it'd be great if you could think about subscribing to us. And of course, if you are subscribed to us, you will always have a place in my heart. Thank you. Ken, I don't have this irritating heart on mine. Seems to be the only thing I don't have. Perhaps that's coming. Be interesting if that's the same for others. So next incoming action is our Ryanair Boeing 737, which is inbound and a small number of minutes away. I'll leave the camera rested on this jet too, because at least it's a plane. Thank you, LW. No hearts in Belgium. It must be a Scottish thing, Ken, or an iPhone thing. Old chap fishing, good morning to you. No work today, best way to start the weekend, my friend. Feet up doing some plane spotting. I'm entirely with you, buddy, can't get better than that. I take it you're off for the weekend as well. When the show finishes, I've got some decorating that I'm doing back home, and I keep thinking, oh, is that something that can wait for another day? I don't think Mrs. Plain Sailing Aviation sees it quite like that, so I'll probably have to get back on the decorating, but see if I can catch a live stream somewhere. Right, let's see where this Ryanair has got to. Just crossing the coast at South Shields. So flight radar is telling me what? 1:37? I'd say a couple of minutes. They just do a small loop over the North Sea, line themselves up, and straight in. I'll just move the camera around just to give a general sense to those who are less familiar with the charms of Newcastle Airport. I caught this arriving while I was setting up, so there was no danger or prospect of starting the stream early, but I have filmed it. I'll probably post this as a separate clip. Pilot was earning his corn. Adjustments, folks. Bear with me. Sorry about that, people. The wind literally yanked everything over. Everything bar the tripod. So the good news is I do have visual on our incoming 737. So will you, imminently. Good morning, Tony McCall. Just spotted you in the chat, mate. Thanks for joining us. Still at UFO distance, but there she is. I did say the winds were going to be easing. They're actually getting stronger at the minute. What I thought was quite a good lashed together setup gradually been sort of working its way loose, so I've just gone for a plan B. One of those days, I'm thinking. Right, here we go. Not much chance of aircraft noise in this wind. So I'm going to guess gate 4 or 5 for this one. Sorry for the pausing commentary, folks. I've not gone home and now seem to be having a technical problem with my tablet. Tablet, that sounds more medical, doesn't it? Now needs a reboot of its own. Oh my lord. Well, in the meantime, sorry I'm not around the chat at the minute until I get my tablet back up. Note, I have an easy line of sight onto the chat. Yeah, that's Storm Otto. Oh, Bennett was hefty. Just going to have to repair a spot of storm damage. jolly windy here at Newcastle. I'm just flying blind at this end in terms of the chat, so I do apologise for that. So I've just been firing up the tablet. All in a day streaming. Right, I'm back in the chat, folks. Another little glitch ironed out for the minute, so let's just circle back. So I'd say good morning to Tony Paul. Baz B, good morning to you. How are you this fine Friday morning? Paul Usher, good morning to you, sir. Thanks for joining us on what is proving to be a pretty challenging day, for all kinds of good reasons. Political bias, how are you, my friend? Ready for the weekend, I hope? Audrey McDonald, how are you keeping? I have it in my head, Audrey, probably incorrectly, that you live up by the coast. If correct, what kind of waves are you getting? So I'm sure this has been called in the chat, but obviously I'm a little bit behind. So the plane you are watching is a Jet 2 Boeing 737, the delayed flight to Tenerife, which should have gone at 8:45. Thank you, Audrey. I'll take a gold star every day of the week. To be fair, I'm having the time of my life. Ken, I've just seen the Dorothy and Toto comment. I've got to be honest, mate. I thought that was what was going to happen. I mean, literally everything moved. Cracking learning though, because obviously it can get windier than 50-60 mile an hour, and to be fair, in terms of where it's at, direction wise, it's not as problematic as it could be for me. So I'll have to look for some heavier weights to tether on. But like one of those big container ships that you see with all the big containers up on the decks, all bolted to each other. Ah, we're rolling. Lucky folks, off to Tenerife. That's right, Audrey. I thought new biggin, but I didn't want to chance my arm, so I settled on the coast. And the wind is roaring. Yep, certainly that. Just looking here, Ken Alloway. Well, I won't take my hat off, mate, because it'll blow over the hedge. But emotionally, my hat is off to you, sir. Thank you very much for your very kind donation to the channel. That's definitely rolling forward onto the next gig. Although, to be fair, a coffee when I'm done here is going to be well in order. Cyril Denham, how are you, buddy? So, great to hear that you had a good flight from Bangkok on the 380, and the 777 was great, incident free. Fantastic, mate. You are 2 in front of me. I've yet to be on the 380 or the 777. Tavin Khan, hello to you. How are you doing? And if I've missed anybody that has joined us, I do apologise. I've been beset by different glitch and hitches, and in between those things, generally trying to hold the kit down, which is all my problem. But I've not missed you on purpose. In fact, I feel terrible if I have. Very kind of you, Ken. Very, very kind. Right, let's try and get some organisation into my end of things. So, as Ken has kindly advised us, next incomer will be interesting, as it's a modestly proportioned plane, an Embraer ERJ 145, and that'll be a Loganair, Scotland's finest. Although they've yet to answer the question I've posed them via Twitter over this issue with why they don't always show up on flight radar, but I'm sure they'll get round to it. Anyway, good news is that's a matter of minutes away, 3 minutes according to flight radar. Just crossing the coast over North Shields, and is currently over the North Sea, about to make its turn. So we'll look forward to that. And on the deck, it looks like British Airways are going to be pretty much on the move. Their A321 is transponding away, so that'll be good. Pilot's had his coffee after his fairly blowy landing. Like I was saying earlier, I did film that because I wasn't in a position to broadcast, but I'll put that out as its own little clip. It's worth a watch, I figure. Oh, and the really exciting news is our Dreamliner is pushing back. And in case you don't believe me, not that I'm given to making it up, because you couldn't make it up half the time, could you? Look at that. This should have gone out at 8:10. My heart fell when I saw it listed, because I thought, if I'd started the stream earlier, but I thought, I might catch a break, they might run late. It is a positioning flight on its way to Manchester. So, plenty to look at. We've got an Embraer 145 on its way in imminently, and we have a British Airways A321 shortly to push back, and as you can see with your very eyes, we have the chewy Dreamliner shortly to head off to Manchester. Coming your way, Doopy Gulp. Kevin Payne just spotted you in the chat, my friend. Good morning and welcome to the stream. Sorry about the wobbly picture. Camera moved quite a bit there. Audrey, what we're saying here? Out with the dog and heard a very loud aircraft, US Air Force, tanker and 777. Lovely. They're my kind of walks. Aviation in 4K, good morning to you. Welcome to Plain Sailing Aviation's live stream from Newcastle International Airport. As you've just seen, a very blowy day. Yeah, Storm Otto, pretty blowy. I think it's little doubt Scotland have had the hard end of it. Here, it's a gorgeous sunny day, but the winds are solidly at that 50 mile an hour, probably pushing 60 at a gust. See if they've unclipped. While that's happening, we'll pick up our taxiing British Airways 321 on its way back to Heathrow. Keeping one eye out for Loganair arrival. I've just got visual now actually. I won't put the camera on it yet. It'll still be a bit of a UFO. I'll be honest with you, Alibi, this Loganair transponder issue is starting to become quite interesting. Be a reason for it, however innocuous. Us aviation enthusiasts, we do like these details. That's sock blowing. Right, I think it's Loganair time. There she blows. I suppose, of being lucky with the gusts. Down without too much drama. And as this one rolls in, our Dreamliner is rolling out. It will cross over when we get to the tower. Maybe it's not. I think the Dreamliner is going to be there first. We'll take the Dreamliner from there. You can hear another start up. Not sure whose. So action levels starting to pick up. Be interesting how the Dreamliner feels the breeze when it goes up. Big plane, but that's an awful lot of wing. Right, I suppose we better catch British Airways. found a spot of wind there. Right, back to the Dreamliner. And our KLM Embraer 190 is also on the move. So, plenty of action, folks. Beginning with this Dreamliner repatriation to Manchester. That is one impressive sight. If I can keep the camera steady enough. Suspense is killing me. Tony McCall, yes I can see it, my friend. Just passing through a fairly light patch of cloud, but yeah I can see it, mate. Morning Pete, morning from Germany. Which part of Germany are you from, my friend? Anybody new to the show, that is the local metro line, provides a rail link across Newcastle, Sunderland, connects up with the airport. What's going off here? Come on folks, off the runway. So, all dressed up, all ready to go. To be honest, Ken, I missed his initial entry. I'm not sure if there was a piece of debris that he picked up. And we're off. Found the wind. Such a graceful bird. So let's get to our KLM Embraer 190, waiting its turn very patiently. Nothing on it, I think Martin Gallagher. Something of a fresh air flight, I think. And you're right, it went up a lot sooner than I anticipated. So we look at the returning Amsterdam flight. So good morning to anybody that has recently joined the show. I'm Mark, your host, Plain Sailing Aviation, here at Newcastle International Airport. Catching the early morning or mid-morning action in the latter phase of Storm Otto. So we should expect a pretty blowy day here. Winds in that 50 to 60 mile an hour plus range. Gusts anyway. It's supposed to get less windy as the morning progresses. Certainly it's plenty blowy at the minute, full windsock. Thank you, Ken, out of the way. Yes, please. If you like what you see, do share the love, hit the like. Sure what's going on here. Returning to the terminal. See the van in the background? It's obviously something of interest. We'll track to the van as soon as we can see where he's going. See if we can spot what it is. So we get to see this one again. So that's one in the bank. So let's go to our van. Our white van man. It looks like the KLM is just going to take itself back round and line up again, so that's good news. As for the van, I'm inclined to think he's doing a runway check. Boy, good morning to you from Florence in Italy. Just subscribed and smashed the like button. Thank you, my friend. And one of those moments of euphoria where I forgot what I was actually filming. Veterans of the channel will tell you that does happen from time to time, but my heart is on its sleeve. Sorry folks, I've just tried to hold the table up with it. There we go. Basically, all the kit is inside a large plastic box resting on a small table. And every so often, everything moves. Sometimes catastrophically. Or nearly catastrophically, for example. Well, the KLM is not lining up, so something's needing to complete. I mean, maybe it's just a runway check. Just seemed odd that having lined up, they aborted the takeoff. Huntington. Hello, my friend. Yes, there is a lot of birds up on the breeze. I think they're having a whale of a time. Let's have a quick look see. The van is now doubling on the old bird patrol. Papinizuta. Can't believe this hold is all about the birds though. So in terms of next show activity, it's one of two things I can tell you at the minute. I've got to have a meeting with my lad later on. So originally we were going to be doing the overseas thing next week. Then it looked like we couldn't find the location that we wanted with the right price flights. So what I was going to say, in fact I'll say it now. One plan on the table is we are going to go to Glasgow next Thursday and do Edinburgh on Friday. The overseas elements, depending on where we get to tonight, might trump that. And if we don't do overseas next week, we will be going in the first couple of weeks of March. Simple. If it was, I've made it less so. What I really wanted to do was rip the envelope this morning and say, yeah folks, we are doing this. Les Donaldson, good morning to you, sir. Thanks for joining us. We're in something of a pause at the minute. And what we're going to see happening here. They must be looking for something. Oh, hang on. Sure that was. Went a fair way off piste. So with a bit of luck, we'll see the action resume. That action being in the form of this KLM Embraer 190. Hopefully going to be on its way to Amsterdam pretty quickly. So in terms of other activity, let's just give the camera a bit of a stretch. So for anybody that's new to the stream, there's the tower. We have a Chewy departure due to go to I'm not going to say this right, am I? Hurghada. Hurghada. In the chat, please tell me where Hurghada is. Clearly must have had that day off when it was covered in geography. Back in my old school days. 7:37, going to Hurghada at 10:15. As will in fact a Loganair also be departing. And that's going to Stavanger, which I've got to put my geography to the test again. Is that Denmark? Or am I just showing myself off as thoroughly inept? Advice in the chat, please. Cyril Denham. Yes, it did rather look like it might not be a piece of litter. I just couldn't be sure. Ken Alloway, thank you. Hurghada is on the Red Sea, Egypt side. Liking that. That sounds the kind of place where you could go and catch the rays, which I'm all for. Alright, let's just zoom around. I'm just going to level the tripod every so often. Storm Otto moves me along probably about 1/4 of an inch at a time. So yeah, also out at 10:15 will be this Embraer 145, tucked away discreetly off to Stavanger. I've got some buffering at my end. I don't know if you've all got the same thing or whether it's just my tablet is not picking up a good signal. Yeah, that was a tactical refresh at this end, folks. Just wasn't sure whether it was only affecting me on the tablet or affecting you on the stream. And as planes are not currently moving, I've hedged my bets. So bear with me, I have no chat at the minute, so if anything's pointing my way, it looks like I'm going to have to reboot the tablet again. No signal. Fabulous. Good morning, Quickening Cat. How's things in New Zealand? Still pretty blowy here in Newcastle. Vouch for that. That's just the sound of my tablet firing back up. Slowly. So the action we are awaiting is this much delayed KLM in Air 190 that has been parked up for the last 10-15 minutes. It has lined up once already. So I'll be back with you all in a minute. And I'm back. So I was talking previously about Loganair, which Ken confirmed kindly was on the Egyptian side of the Red Sea. Cowboy has confirmed close to Sharm el Sheikh. Smashing stuff. Good morning, Chinese spy balloon. Cool handle, my friend. I'm sure you're being tracked. Quickening Cat, that sounds absolutely terrible. And Chinese spy balloon confirms we have an ATR 72 inbound, which I can only assume will be Aer Lingus. Liking that. Be interesting whether that comes in at first time of asking or he's going to be held, although there's nothing obvious happening down here that would account for the pause. So the ATR 72 is just crossing the coast over at North Shields. So forecast to land in the next 3 minutes. So imminent, folks. Been a bit of a pause. So hopefully you're keeping yourselves all beveraged up, feet up, cup of tea. Weekend's here. What's not to like? And in the meantime, we have what I assume is the return Dublin flight, courtesy of Ryanair's Boeing 737, is shortly to join the queue. So things moving, albeit slowly. So welcome to Plain Sailing Aviation. If you've just joined us, I'm Mark, your host. Delighted to have you with us on what is a pretty darn blowy day at Newcastle International Airport. The show's going to run till about 11:30. We've been into something of a bit of an unscheduled pause actually. Not entirely clear what's going on. So we have a KLM Embraer 190 been parked for the last 10-15 minutes by my approximation. If I had to put a bet on LW, I'd say a rabbit. Presumably one with myxomatosis. Still plenty of wind here, looking at that sock. Expected to be that way pretty much till we go off air. Thank you, quickening cap. My right eye is on the horizon, left hand on the viewfinder, which will account for the fact that the Ryanair wasn't fully in shot a few seconds ago. There's a Chewy departure which is now becoming quite overdue, which I'm expecting to push back imminently too. So just confirming, oh hang on a minute, our KLM is on the move. So the just confirming thing, I'll stick a pin in. Let's go to the action. Right on cue, the wind's picking up. I can just see the ATR 72. It's a mere speck on the horizon, so I'll not try and pick it up with the camera. So 89 likes, 11 to hit the 100. Anybody that hasn't and thinks that they like it enough to make it worthwhile, please do hit the like button. Cost you nothing and just help boost us with YouTube. Bit of offset there. Wowee. Sorry about moving the camera as fast as I have. I had this notion that I've been missing this Ryanair 737 if I didn't pick it up quickly. Clearly not moving that fast. So I was saying, sticking a pin in things. Oops, stick a pin in that, because the ATR 72 was what was occupying the back of my brain. Here we go. Still a bit far out to get a clean shot. Definitely found the wind. Boy, is he struggling. It's going around. You get to see it twice, folks. That guy's earning his corn. Spot a go around action. A more sedate pan across. Let's find our Ryanair 37. Richard Linker, good morning my friend, just spotted you in the chat. And I've just spotted we've gone over the 100, so thank you everybody, stellar support. So we've just seen the ATR 72 go around. What will next time bring? When I was filming that, I'll be really candid, I was thinking, please God, don't let this be buffering. Exciting stuff. Anyway, I was saying, and some of you will have heard this, but so we're not streaming on Saturday as we would normally. We brought that show forward today to catch Storm Otto and the extra wind action. Plus it's forecast to rain here tomorrow morning. The electrical stuff obviously doesn't like it, even when you protect it fairly well. Next week we are either going to be Glasgow and Edinburgh. Glasgow on the Thursday, Friday Edinburgh. That'll give me a chance to stay over and test out one of these square sausages that I've heard so much about. Or what was the other delicacy that Political Bias referenced the other day? Stovies? Hey ho, that's the beauty of stopping over. My son emailed me this morning to say there is still a possibility of an overseas trip that might take the place of that. So he's at work today, we'll have a chat about that tonight. So the least it's going to be will be a domestic adventure to Glasgow, followed by Edinburgh. We haven't done Glasgow before, so I'm pretty excited about that anyway. And then we will be doing an overseas trip, if we don't do it next week, in the first week or so of March. First week or two at a pinch. I'll put a community post out later to confirm the avoidance of doubt. The issue's been trying to find decent value on flights, to be honest, for an airport that we want to stream from. But either which way, we are going back abroad again. Good morning, Fanblade. How are you, my friend? Welcome to the show. I'm Mark. I don't think we've been introduced before. To be honest, Ken, I always figured we'd be a fairly agile channel in terms of what we do and where we go. I hadn't quite figured we'd take the agility to the levels we have over this next overseas trip. I kind of thought it was going to be easier to lock it all down sooner. However, we'll make sure that you're entertained. Paul Usher, I love Manchester. I think it's a great scene there, but there is just so many live streamers, it just feels like I'd be another fisherman at the waterhole. I mean, we do intend to go to Manchester at some point during the summer, but we'll probably look to do feature footage. I think from a live stream point of view, there's somebody streaming pretty much every day, 2, 3 or sometimes 4 streamers. I think the thing for us is we want to go where others aren't for the most part. Good morning. Oh crikey, Kevin Lovett. Sorry, I was craning my neck there as we watch this Ryanair departure. So I figure one of these two is due to go next. Simon Kirby, how are you, buddy? I'm in good shape. Paul Usher, Spain, I think I might mention this on a previous stream, was largely where we were looking for next week. Can't be getting a bit of warmer weather. Well, we'll see what comes from my conference with my son tonight. But if we don't make it overseas next week, we will be going shortly after. When I say shortly, I mean literally in the first half of March. Saying that, I'll be honest, I'm quite excited by going to Glasgow. Other than driving past it, I don't think I've had any other involvement, and it's always nice to see something new. Ordinarily, the Polish airports, I've got to be honest, they've definitely piqued our interest, but I'll wait for the warmer weather. I think back Aviation did some cracking streams over Christmas from Poland and the Czech Republic. Quite enjoyed those. Certainly that'll be something we would look at doing. Here we go, here's our Chewy. going to Hurghada on the Red Sea. Sue Major, good morning to you. Hope you are well on this Super Friday. Sun is shining here at Newcastle. Tad windy. It's the kind of day that has roofing contractors and fencing contractors licking their lips. It's the first thing I looked out the window for this morning, checked the back fence was up. So that's the thing about our plans for the year ahead. We definitely want going abroad to be a regular feature, so we will be. It's just about getting the value right on the travel, because I'll be honest, I think I've said it a few times, haven't I? When we went Dublin last week, was it last week? Is it a long time ago now? Well, fantastic day out. Let's just watch this get unclipped. It's rainy and cold with you, Sue. Sorry to hear that. Are you north of Newcastle, south of Newcastle, or somewhere completely different? Point being, if you were to the south, I could say some better weather coming. So it looks like we have a couple of arrivals coming in. An easyJet A320 from Belfast next up. I've just got eyes on it, so I suppose I better get the camera moving. Just try and do it without dazzling you. So that left Belfast about half an hour ago. Imagine a fair bit of wind assistance. It will just rest the camera ready. And lined up behind that we have, I think it's the first time we've picked this one up on a live stream here, we have a Eurowings baby bus A319, which is an incomer from Dusseldorf, departed 1 hour 22 minutes ago. Sorry to open up, I've just seen you call that in the chat. That's just my slowness toggling between screens. Right, I think I can just see our incoming easyJet. A bit small at the minute, but it will get bigger. Margaret McKenna, good morning to you. How's you this Friday? If you're looking for a windy day, you've come to the right place. We've just had an ATR 72 go around. You'll be able to pick that one up when you watch, if you choose to watch this one back. I've not looked where that plane is on flight radar at the minute. The one that you're trained on at the minute is the incomer from Belfast. So we're into the last hour of the show, give or take a bit of additional action. Still plenty more to come, and still plenty windy. So we'll stay on this easyJet. The Chewy 737 to Hurghada is now on the roll, taxiing out the back. Oh, and up we go. Second go around. Man alive.
Over the top. What do you think, folks? Looked a bit airy to me. So if you like what you see, please do hit the like button. Helps us for YouTube. And of course, if you're not yet subscribed, please do help us grow by subscribing. Makes all the difference. And I'm told, hit the notification bell, then you won't miss any of our live streams or videos or community posts. And I'm also told sharing the stream's quite a good thing as well. So if there's anyone you can share with, please give it some thought. In the meantime, let's see how our next contestant fares. Our incoming Dusseldorf flight, courtesy of Eurowings. An A319. Departed 1 hour 22 minutes or thereabouts. I can't wait to see what happens next. Good golly. Well, this guy wasn't going to be the third go around of the morning, was he? Or lady. Didn't suppose too much here. Down with no drama. I'm glad we decided to move the show now. It's always a bit of a gamble, isn't it, when you move it, hoping to catch a bit of windy action. Will it be as windy as advertised? What difference will it make on landings, that kind of thing. I think that pilot will be off for a well-earned coffee. I've just realised I'm failing to concentrate on this takeoff that's going up. The smoke you can see is from a drill at the fire station. I'll pan us to that in a minute. Sleepy airport sparks to life. All kinds of things happening. So off to Hurghada. Don't they? There is no smoke without fire. And there was some smoke coming from just here. no flames evident. Let's just loiter for a minute. In fact, our ATR 72's on his way in. No time to loiter. Jamie Dalrymple. Hello my friend. Welcome to the channel. I'm Mark, your host. Can't quite recollect if we've introduced ourselves. Grateful you're with me. So this Aer Lingus ATR 72, gone round once already. Here we go. Wow. Go on, you know you can do it. Job done. Although he's still feeling that wind, isn't he? The first of our go-arounds safely down. We have one more doing a circuit. That'll be the easyJet, which I think I can see on the far horizon. I'll pick that one up in a second. Just trap this one to its gate. Well, hats off to the pilot. Certainly earned his money. Not done a time check yet, but we still have the Emirates 777 scheduled in for 11:20. I don't know if that's running behind or on time. Grateful if somebody could let me know in the chat. Next incomer is going to be an Air France, a Rare 190 standard, and our Belfast easyJet go around will be the next one after that. So plenty of action here, so do stay with us folks. If you're new to the channel, please do consider subscribing. We're a small channel looking to grow. Of course, do hit that like button. Right. Thank you, Dopey Gall. Sorry, I didn't realise you called that. So, Emirates still an hour out. I'll probably extend for that. It's only 20 minutes past the advertised run time if folks want to see it. Thank you, Simon. 11:44. I'll take a vote from the chat. If the consensus is you want me to stick on, I'll stick on. Ken Alloway, I'm thinking those ATR passengers will be feeling a little bit that they've been through the ringer. Mrs. Plain Sailing Aviation is a highly reluctant flyer. Kind of journey that if she'd been on that plane, Mr. Plain Sailing Aviation would never be hearing the last of it. So here's our Air France Embraer, followed by our easyJet go around. Just noted the Loganair departure to Stavanger. Must be a fair bit behind schedule now. So with a bit of luck, we'll get a bit of a departure frenzy. Steady does it. Oh no! And that's our third go around. I think we're going to have to do some overtime today, folks. Hopefully you got some lunch to hand. I didn't think he was in that much difficulty, to be honest. I thought the Eurowings was looking the more precarious. There goes our going around Air France Embraer. So the next arrival will be the easyJet A320 from Belfast. Attempted landing already. Back for some more. In fact, I've got visual, so let's line the camera up. I'll not try and train on the plane yet. Kind of UFO distance. Give me a chance to see what's happening in the chat. Del W, I'm going to go on your vote. You've got a block vote on this. You and Mr. W got us over 200 likes at Edinburgh. So you're carrying some extra influence. However, if anyone feels strongly in the opposite direction, let me know. We've got enough juice. Yep, it's not going to be Sunday revisited, where we were having to optimise every little bit of electricity that I got. Dopey Gore, another one for the yes, extending. So there we go. I'm liking the consensus. Feels daft not to, doesn't it, really? At the start of the show, you know, when it was one gremlin after another, I thought, crikey, is it just not going to be the right day for it? But the action has actually worked out quite well, hasn't it? So what do you think this pilot is thinking right now? Can't face going round for a third time. I don't know if pilots have, you know, in cricket, if you're out first ball, it's gone done, yeah? And 3 people out on the trot or a hat-trick, or if you score 3 goals in football, it's a hat-trick. I wonder in the pilot's restroom if they have some kind of term of endearment if you have to go around 3 times, or twice even. It's feeling it. Go on, son. No, he's not doing it. Wow, Charlie Brown. What do you think in the chat? He's on a hat-trick. Must be pretty challenging. Kind of ironic, isn't it? The actual flight was only half an hour. The tricky stuff's always the landing and taking off, isn't it? Whoever's flying that is earning their corn. Right, find somewhere fairly static to rest up. How's that? Looks like there's something happening by way of boarding. Alibi, you're right, I think he made a very early decision there. And as Ken says, passengers' reaction. So, we have two go-arounds that are on their way back round, one of them on the hat trick. Pilot, I would. Well, that's an interesting question, LW. I would have thought Teesside, but I can't imagine that Teesside is substantially less windy than here. I don't know about the aspect of the airport. I don't know if there's anybody who's watching the show that lives near to Teesside. Give us an indication of whether it's quite windy there. Almost certainly so. Well, as you can see, the door is closed on this Jet 2 737. I'm not entirely sure where it's bound for. Having had a quick look at the Air France situation, so that go around is now coming around, just passing over Ashington. So Audrey, McDonald, if you're still with the stream, you might even have eyes on this blue sky day. Just crossing the coast to line up again. So that's going to be our next action. Nothing else is transponding at the minute. Let's have a quick butcher's in terms of what else is going to be happening between now and show conclusion. So it looks like our Emirates triple is making a bit of time. 11:41 now, so I think that's 3 minutes better than the last update that we had from Simon Kirby. British Airways are due in at 11:25. Seems to be running as scheduled. Planes in the air. Earlier flights. So that's interesting. The 1340 to Stavanger with Loganair has been cancelled. Anyway. So from a departure perspective, Aer Lingus is due to go out at 11. It is nearly 11, and I would have thought the pilot deserves a bacon roll and a couple of lattes. Lattes or similar. I was going to say a skinny latte, but that's not everybody. Dusseldorf outgoing Eurowings 11:15 estimated. Air France, they're due to go out at 11:20. That's plainly not going to happen. Okay, so by show conclusion, I think departure wise we will have, let's have a look. It's interesting, I miscalled Ken, that's the second telescope moment. That Chewy that went out was a Tenerife flight. The Hurghada one, apparently, still here. Although when I look around I can't see another Chewy tail thing. Take that at face value. So we may see a, so yeah, Stavanger, it's interesting, Loganair have cancelled 2 Stavanger flights. So the 1340 and 1015. So that's that. There's a Chewy that's parked up possibly somewhere. Aer Lingus likely to go up in the next quarter of an hour. Eurowings next quarter of an hour. Air France not yet here. easyJet Belfast not yet here. So a bit of departure action. In terms of arrivals, we will get the 2 go-arounds. In fact, Air France are now hoving into view, so thanks for waiting patiently. Quite exciting. So I reckon we'll probably get 4 arrivals before we conclude the show. The 2 go-arounds, Emirates and the British Airways in cover. That's my quick reckon up. Just going into the chat, so apologies folks if I have missed you. Andrew Lawson, you're in Hartlepool, windy there, trees not moving anywhere, not as bad as it is here. Might be coming your way then, my friend. Hopefully it will have lost its gusto. WWNB Gaming, watching from the skies on Delta's newest A321 Neo. Wi-Fi is so good you're watching it in 4K and 60 frames per second. Amazing stuff. I'm assuming that comes at a cost. Clearly where the future is. I'll be back in the chat in a minute. Bated breath. Come on, you can do it. Relief all round. So, something of an eventful show. I suppose that's the thing about the wind, isn't it? You're never quite sure what you're going to get. Well, I can see that Jet 2 that I was trained on 10-15 minutes ago pinging. So, not sure if that's a severely delayed flight, a maintenance check, or going out as a positioning flight. All things are possible. meantime, I'll content myself with tracking this Air France Embraer 190 standard back to the terminal. Always over on the far side for Air France, which is a shame because I'd love to see her pulling up to the gate. I think that Jet 2 might be some kind of training activity. It looks like it's been clipped back onto a tug. Because with the Newcastle Aviation Academy, also based adjacent to the airport, to train aeronautical engineering, cabin crew and ground ops. So it may be that there's some practical stuff happening out there. Time will tell. So 133 likes. Be nice if we could get north of 150. We've got about 40 minutes. Quick look at the watch. Hope people are enjoying what they've been seeing. It's certainly been a lively show. Fits and starts as you'd expect in a regional airport. Oh, so we are getting to see this one deboard. Usually they go around the back. So I'll leave the camera trained while I go into the chat. William Saunders, good morning to you. I think Jerry at Big Jet's got bigger fish to fry. It's an interesting thought though, my friend. It's caused me to smile. Quickening Cat, no, I wouldn't have thought Carlisle. I probably imagine Manchester, to be truthful. Lee, good morning. Sorry I missed you. You were saying 3 chances to land, then you have to go somewhere else. Does seem logical, doesn't it? It's not so much a case of double or quits, is it? That kind of thing. Some big risks being managed. So, just waiting for our easyJet. Andrew Lawson says, heading west. Not sure what's going on there. John Stedman, sorry, I'm not sure if we'd say good morning, but if we have, you get it again. Good morning, mate. Stuart Liptrop, good morning to you. That's interesting, Dionis. easyJet climbing. Zane Dad, good morning to you, my friend. Our Emirates is 38 minutes out. Thanks, mate, we're definitely staying. Be rude to leave without filming it. Well, there's the stairs. Or a set of stairs. Or 2 sets of stairs. And while they work out who's getting clipped front and back, there's that 737 that I think is probably on a training exercise, but I don't know. Good morning, I'm Henry Arth. I'm Mark. I'm Henry Arth. How are you, mate? So, still plenty of action to go at before we go off air. Finish around probably 10 to 12. Just want to make sure we pull in the Emirates 777, which is on its way. Right. That is a training exercise, must be. So let's see what's happening around this Air France arrival from Paris Charles de Gaulle. Ground ops all over it. Norman Thompson, good morning to you. All happening this morning. Does seem that way, mate. And against the odds, somehow I've managed to avoid getting my kit blown everywhere. Been a couple of hairy moments, but there is no question, windy as it is subsiding now. This is more in line, I think, with what the Met Office had forecast, probably tipping just under gusts of 50 mile an hour by show end. Well, there's no question, it was definitely looking at 60 before. Chinese spy balloon. Well, he uses a lot of the runway to turn off, but yes, he does. And you're right, it is just over 2,300 metres. Nell W. I don't know, I was almost imagining, I thought, is that a piece of litter he was kicking at, or... But clearly, a rabbit. Yes, that was definitely left of centre. There was a fairly substantial delay, wasn't there, during that particular period. David Steventon, good morning. How are you? Robin Harrison, good morning to you. Well, that is the strangest of things, isn't it? The easyJet flight is heading due west, passing over Castle Douglas, Dumfries and Galloway. Going back to Belfast? I can't believe it. I thought we were going to see the pilot put this one to bed, especially as Air France managed to get down. I would say, looking at the course, that is definitely going back to Belfast. Fancy that. Thank you, WWMB Gaming. Travel tip duly noted, mate. I'm for anything that makes it a more pleasant experience, and he's brought you to us, so I think it's a win-win. So how busy is this Paris flight going to be? Alibi, I think you're right, mate. Pilot does deserve a pint of Guinness after the go arounds. I don't know how long his shift is, but I think he's probably had enough. So just to remind folks, next action from us will be next week. It will either be Glasgow Thursday and Friday, Glasgow Thursday, Edinburgh Friday, double header, first time we'll have been to Glasgow, or depending on where the conversations go to tonight, we may be overseas. I will pop out a community post. Please make sure you are subscribed and you've hit the notification bell, then you'll get all the details. And come what may, if we don't go abroad next week, we're going to be abroad in the early part of March. Just going somewhere else entirely different. Did folks see the recent announcement regarding Air India ordering a gargantuan number of planes? I was quite taken by the size of the order. Slight split in favour of Airbus, but pretty heavily, evenly matched between Airbus and Boeing. Be interesting how that translates into route ambitions rather than fleet renewal, that kind of thing. Hell of a lot of money on the table, come what may. let's have a little peruse, shall we, whilst we await our Dreamliner. This Eurowings A319 returning to Dusseldorf should be due out pretty soon. So we'll train the camera there. Back to the weather, which is the reason we ended up here today. Storm Otto. I'm sure everybody else bar me knows this, but apparently that was named by the Danish Weather Service. Apparently the UK Met Office and its equivalents in Ireland and Holland look after this sector of Europe, and they have some kind of naming convention which they introduced back in 2015. Apparently the next UK named choice will be Storm Antonio. Apparently these are proposed by the public and voted on. Somehow I've been cheerfully unaware of all of that. But yeah, the next UK storm, defined storm that is, or named storm, will be Storm Antonio, apparently. Ken Alloway, thank you sir. Our triple, 30 minutes away. Hopefully we'll see some departure action before then with this Eurowings baby bus vying with, in the next pier, our ATR 72. Yeah, the quickening cat, the gusts aren't quite as severe, but it is still pretty windy, pretty constant. I'm assuming, Ken Alloway, that is tongue-in-cheek. Good morning, Janelle. Didn't say hello? Well, hello, Jan. Oh, as in Janet Lowe. Haha, recognised you straight away. Once the penny dropped. Thanks for joining us. How are you? Been a bit of a go-around frenzy here, well, by Newcastle standards anyway. We are just into the last half hour or so of the show, awaiting the Emirates 777, which is on its way in, and we should have a couple of departures. This Eurowings A319 due to go to Dusseldorf. Can't get my words out at the minute. That must mean I need a snack. And this ATR 72, which should be on its way back to Dublin, unless I've misremembered that. With your indulgence, people, I am going to have a quick snack, so feel free to do the same at home if you've not already. It seems that our easyJet A320 Belfast flight, which had two go-arounds, is still heading west, passing Stranraer on its way back to Belfast. So people on that plane clearly going to have to rethink their travel planning. Hope they've not been too inconvenienced, although there's no such thing as there as too inconvenienced. Or not too inconvenienced, you say. So, in terms of arrivals, we have the Emirates due at 11:46, British Airways, they have the A320 from Heathrow, that's been delayed as well, both now vying to arrive at 11:46. So we are going to have two back-to-back arrivals. I think that's going to be it on the arrival. I didn't realise how hungry I was. Saw this action. thank you Stuart Liptrot, who's confirmed our triple is over Grimsby. It's on its way. Same Dad, the Emirates 787, I would assume would reach Newcastle from Dubai, as Ken has just confirmed. With the most excellent example of the Qantas Dreamliner flying direct from Perth to London Heathrow. Well, the wind has just backed right off. At least it no longer looks like it's going to knock my setup over. Peter E, have you been in that Lurkers Lounge? What's the refreshments like in there, mate? Thanks for your kind words, my friend. And yeah, it'd be lovely to see you. And I'd say that to anybody that's local to this area. If you're in this neighbourhood and you know I'm streaming, don't be shy. I'll not put you in front of the camera unless you're particularly going to ask for that. But yeah, it'd be nice to say hi. You're a great bunch of people on this channel, which make the support what it is. Dopey Gorp, thanks mate. The action levels have been sporadic, but when they've arrived, boy have they arrived. I still can't believe they've not sent that easyJet back round for a third try. I'm just going back up the chat. Ken Alloway, Kenneth in Orkney. I think Ken Alloway trips off the tongue better. And we're north of 150 on the like, so thank you folks. Nice to feel that support. Anyone that's not yet hit the like and likes what they see and appreciate at the minute, things aren't hopping about, but that will change shortly. But please do give us your like. Let's go and do a quick power check. Always good at Peter E. Free tea and coffee in the Lurkers Lounge. What about the biscuits, mate? I'm all about the biscuits. I'm just going to have a quick changeover on the old power supply just in case. Bear with me folks. Out of curiosity, if we put biscuits in the Lurkers Lounge, what biscuits should we put out? Of course these are virtual biscuits, but you get the general idea. So Ken, battery change mate, battery change, inbound. Seems to have gone okay. That's an interesting observation, Dionius. So the return is essentially simply simply a matter of procedure. I suppose you have to calculate, don't you, that if you fail a third time, what does that leave you margin wise? Here's our outgoing Eurowings people. Canal Away reports our Emirates triple is inland now, over Leeds. Thank you, Ken, for confirming. Seamless. I don't think we're going to need a camcorder battery change, which will make me a very happy camper. Let's have a look, see if our ATR 72 might be doing something. I think that might be pushing back soon. All that high vis activity. It's like a Formula 1 pit stop. Well, in terms of lots of bods moving about. Yeah, that's a good shout, John Stedman. Weather prognosis here in Glasgow won't be, well, here, Glasgow, Edinburgh, all going to be pretty similar, aren't they, mate? It's interesting, different strand of transport. Sorry folks, I think you had a momentary buffering there, didn't you? I'd love to offer an explanation, but I can't. Jamie Dalrymple, I'm not sure how I've missed that, but thank you so much, sir, for the super chat. Absolutely humble. Sorry I'd not got onto that sooner, and I really hope you're still in the chat. Gratefully you can let me know, because otherwise I'll catch you next time out. But thank you so much, sir. Ali 58 picked up 30 subscribers. Fantastic. So if anybody that's joined us today is still with us, thank you so much. One of those days. Well, our ATR 72, while I've been waffling, has just pushed back. Not much of a view there, is there? I'll wait till it comes into clean shot. So we have a departure imminent, folks. Bit of a hiatus. wish it would come back into view. Let's just rest here for the minute. Ken Alloway, thank you, sir. It's all part of building my experience. I'm glad folks have liked it. It's been a pleasure to be here, and when I was weighing up the pros and cons, it seemed the way to go. There is a couple of things I'm going to change for next time out. I'm bringing more ballast. I thought I'd got quite a cunning plan in terms of tethering everything together, but all I did really was make a bigger sail. Hopefully you can hear the ATR 72. The wind's kind of taking the sound away, I appreciate. Ken, the beanie is still stuck to my head, mate. Mainly because I've got a set of headphones holding it on. Excuse me, folks. Jamie Dalrymple, just checking if you're still in the stream, my friend. Right, we've got some action. It's been one of those seat of your pants kind of days, really. But you know what? No rain, and I'll take that all day, every day. It's not even cold. I think when I was doing the prep for the show, it said something like 9 degrees, feels like 4 degrees. Nah, it feels like 9 degrees. See how this feels the wind when it goes up. Just picking up the chat about the tiddlers. Yeah, no, I think they're safely under lock and key. Charles Bronson, good morning to you. Martin Connell, likewise. Charles Bronson says a well-known SAFC site has a video embedded in a thread chatting about the current high wind. Oh, very good. I'm intrigued. Dopey Gorp, thanks for the heads up. So our easyJet A320 that went around twice has happily landed safely at Belfast. So that's the main thing. So I suspect this will be one of 2 departures we get to see as the show draws to a close. The other one being the Eurowings A319 to Dusseldorf. Incoming, we have an Emirates 777 and a British Airways A320. All expected within the next 15 minutes. So, I'd imagine this won't be hanging around. Pointing over there. To be fair, the wind really just picked up quite suddenly. No drama though. So we'll rest the camera on our Air France Embraer 190, back into the chat. Oh, interesting, John Stedman. Antrim, not Belfast. David Payne, Emirates, overhead at Crook. Well, that's not too far from here. Remind me, David, Kevin, Crook, is that Durham? Don't be caught, you are quite right. If we could do 200 likes in the remainder of the show, that would be fantastic. Can we do it, I ask? Andrew Lawson updates, Belfast International. So that's where our easyJet A320 that went around has gone. Main thing is it got back safely, or landed safely. I don't think the journey was ever in question. So I'm just having a quick consultation on departures. It'd be nice if we could catch this Air France as well before the show finishes. Not sure on that one. We'll see. As long as I've got electricity in the camera or the laptop, or both actually, and there's something to show you, I'll stick around. So, in terms of incoming action, and I apologise if that's been called in the chat, British Airways A320 from Heathrow is just over the North Sea, preparing to turn in for finals. It says landing in 1 minute, let's call it 3 for cash. And our Emirates is just behind it. So, plenty of landing action, folks. Which is just how we like it. Stuart Liptrot. Went back for new underwear. Might have been me if I'd been on the plane. William Saunders? I'm not sure if I'm absolutely honest. It's something like around 200 I think it will go to, but the picture quality at that range is not good enough for this kind of thing, and it's just too easily bounced around. I think it's around 200. Might say on the outside. To be honest, I don't go north of 70 as a rule, and even then it's suboptimal really. I think, Ken Alloway, I need a notification bell to remind myself to remind others about the notification bell. So I'm really grateful that you are way more organised than me. Martin Connell reports the Emirates going over his house. So we are pretty close to the highlight of the show, folks. Well, I say the highlight. With the go-arounds, I think Emirates... Well, yeah, with the go-arounds, I think the Emirates is probably batting at 3. Quickening Cat Digital. David Payne reports the Ukraine Antonov or 26 tracking over the North York moors. That'll be interesting. I bet that'll soon move to the #1 list on flight radar. Just working upwards. Jonathan Stedman, we're talking about Belfast and Antrim. No worries, my friend. It's all breaking news on this show. Andrew White, it's a Panasonic. Entirely short of the model. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's a Panasonic. Some speculation about the Ukrainian plane being Leeming bound. Might be, that's not a bad shout. Be interesting to see where that plays out. Ken, I can't wait to watch the go-arounds. Let's see if we look imminent to draw the stairs off. See lots of passengers on, so I think that's probably going to be a quarter of an hour or so away. And I can spy the next action on the horizon, people. So the British Airways Heathrow flight, an Airbus A320, is on its way in. Just see we've gone north of 170 lights, which is fantastic. I'm just noticing that the video feed seems to have gone a bit stiff. I'm just going to reset at this end. We'll just lose the picture for a second. Stay with me. for a horrible moment. I thought I'd lost you folks. I've got an indicator which showed that the signal strength had dropped, so I sensed I might need to refresh, and then I thought I can't get you back. So let's move the camera around. Feels like this British Airways arrival has been arriving for some time. I'm not train on it yet. As you can see, bit of a UFO at the minute. So 25 more lights to hit 200. Can we do it, folks? Please do give us your like if you like what you see. A small and growing channel, and it makes such a difference for YouTube if people like us and subscribe. Both are entirely free, so it's all upside really. And as Ken reminds me, hitting that notification bell, all important, that way you won't miss anything that we put out. And I like to post regular community posts that keep you up to speed with what we're doing next. So expect one of those out in the next 24 hours, confirming our next shows, which will either be overseas or Glasgow and Edinburgh over a 2-day period. I might as well let this cat out the bag. Whichever way it goes next week, we will be looking to do Schiphol during March. See, I can't hold a secret. Can't hold my own water. Yeah, this pilot wasn't going around. To be fair to the others, it's a lot easier than it was. So I have visual on the Emirates triple. I'll stay with our British Airways A320. It's quite a good service, this one. I used it myself back in January for the launch show. Flew down and had a couple of days Heathrow and London City Airport. And to be fair, the only glitch was the delay in leaving Newcastle, which was attributed to Newcastle being short of staff. Air traffic control, if I remember correctly. So this will be going to its usual gate 3, no doubt. Closing down on 200 lights. C179. 21 more. You know, when the show finishes and I pack all this kit up, if you can hold the mental imagery, it's like a teenager's bedroom. No disrespect to any teenagers enjoying the show, but you know what I mean. Certainly this teenager's bedroom. Chaos. The good news is, it pretty much all seems to be the kit that I arrived with. Right, Emirates time, folks. Hold on tight. See how the wind works on these big wings. Still a bit far out, really. Chasing it. BQ, you've subscribed and liked. Thank you, my friend. Hope to see you out next time. That's Cosmic. $184 likes. We are motoring now. 16 more to hit the 200. BQ, you must be living pretty darn close. $190 likes. It's like an altimeter, only we're counting up. Right, what's it to be? No drama there, was there? BQ, I'm quite envious. I often think when I'm down at Myrtle Avenue, you know, when you get that kind of traffic, I never get anything else done. Even now, if I hear a plane overhead, I'm straight onto flight radar, see what it is. What a view. It's birds playing in the foreground. They're no respecter of size, are they? Although I suspect they'd have to respect the GE90 engines. Yes, I've got to be honest, Alibi, that looked a good landing, didn't it? The Stuart Liptrock comments, done that before. Nothing to see here. And as Ken puts it, it is a brute of a plane, isn't it? This is always the moment at the Royal broadcasts where I get slightly nervous. Just on occasion seem to interrupt the signal. Doesn't seem to be the case today, so that's all good. So we'll watch this one in and then see if our Eurowings A319 is going to go. It's nigh on 12 o'clock. What do folks want? Do you want me to try and pick up the Eurowings departure? The Air France will probably be going 10 minutes after that, 15 minutes after that. It's up to you. Still got enough electricity. Don't be gone. I'm straight on this when I get home. Can't wait to see the go-arounds. Ken's got one of his emojis out. I like the butterfly, mate. Although you'd think I like the telescope too, the amount of times I seem to get myself awarded a telescope. Should have gone to Specsavers. John Stedman says yes, a bit longer. Okay, that's a yay. Anybody else want me to stick on for the Eurowings departure? Number 6, the triples, the number 6 tracked on flight radar. Fancy that? That's interesting, isn't it, when you think about it? I mean, they've got quite a large fleet, and what is there, about 1,500 or thereabouts 777s in the world? Alibi 2, Dopey 1, Alibi 1. In which case, let's do the 1. If we get 2 by chance, all well and good. Let's have a quick look, see what the prognosis is. That's British Airways. Back to that telescope again. Trouble is, the sun is behind me now, so I've got full glare on all of my VDUs. Which, if you think about it, I'm capable of missing things without the sun. So, don't be caught. I'm too task focused. Sorry guys, you are right. So in terms of consensus, Peter E, Margaret McKenna, let's do it. No bother. Hi Gareth Roberts. Don't think I've said hi to you in the chat, but you're a friend of the stream. I remember you from before, so brilliant. You get so engrossed when you're filming, you're in your own bubble. And yes, two more likes for 200. Who's going to claim number 200? Excuse me. Right, well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm just going to do my usual piece to camera, say thanks and goodbye, and then we'll film the action. Just bear with me, folks. There's a fair bit of unclipping to do at this end, but I'll try. being the trooper that I am. Hi everybody, I'm Mark. Many of you know me, but anybody that's new, that's me. And Ken, look, hat's still on, mate. Proper pulled over these big ears. No chance of it going anywhere. Take my specs off, take 10 years off me. Well, according to me. And I'm just looking in the chat, BQ super chatted us for £5. Thanks, mate. Really appreciate that. As I always say to people, that's above and beyond. It goes to good purpose, so that just goes straight forward into the next trip, which will be an overseas one, even if we don't do the overseas next week. So your money will be put to work, so thank you for that. And just to reiterate, while I'm thanking on super chats, to Ken Alloway, good friend as he is to the channel, and Jamie Dalrymple, who I'm really embarrassed that I missed when the chat landed, and I don't think Jamie's with us. Oh, Jamie is. Fantastic. So Jamie, thank you so much. I was terrified that I'd not managed to say thank you for that, because this is a people channel when all's said and done. You know, we're not looking for global domination or anything. We just want to provide a plane spotting experience that people find interesting and enjoy. Just having a quick look over my shoulder in case I'm missing the equivalent of the Kit Kat pandas. You know, I stand talking to you while something amazing happens in the background. So, been an eventful stream. We will get the A319 that's just going out, so I'm just going to pop the right side of the camera in a jiffy. Robin Harrison, thank you so much. I am definitely going to get, I'm not cold, but I'm going to get a coffee. I need that caffeine. It's been brilliant. The support in the chat, the quality of the chat, that's the thing I always say makes this channel. The go-arounds today really iced the cake, and I'm grateful that people have been able to join us on a Friday. Hopefully I've got your weekend off to a good start. Please do subscribe to us and hit the notification bell. I will be putting a community post out tonight with definitive details on what we're up to next week. And thank you so much. So I'll go back to the action and then I'll say goodbye when I switch off in a few minutes. Thanks everybody. My glasses actually got blown off the table. Something new every day. Tabin, I think you've asked me this question before. I can't really describe it to you, you've just got to bring yourself down here. The road that runs alongside the airport, where it passes the runway, this is basically the 07 end. Audrey, my pleasure, total pleasure. And Jamie, I'm just going back to Ken's, oh, not Ken, yeah, Ken's words. Yeah, entirely speaks for me too. Thank you so much. In fact, thank you everybody. And while I've been standing in front of the camera, of course, back to the Kit Kat Pandas advert, I've missed the fact that we've gone over 200. So thank you folks. Absolutely don't know what to say. It's been a great morning's fun. The aviation's been interesting. I've learned a lot here, stuff that you don't need to worry about, but I can take forward into future streams, because one of the things I intend to do is, where we get days like today where there's clearly going to be high winds, if I can, I'll bring myself here, you know, like we have today, whether it's a bonus stream or whether I bring something forward. Same with the crosswind, you know, any real strong crosswinds, I mean, they're pure gold, aren't they, for live streamers? Not so much for captains and pilots and so forth. So, this looks like the last plane of the show, although the Air France can't be far off from moving as well, so you may get two. We've got enough electric. So let's track this plane out as it goes back to Dusseldorf. You've got to take your hat off to this pilot, haven't you? When he came in, I don't know, it was almost like there was fairly short odds, wasn't there, on another go around. He wasn't having any of it. I think the Belfast easyJet flights had just gone around in front of him. He thought, no, that's not going to be me. Thanks, Ken. The stairs are still attached, so we'll see. Certainly my pleasure being here, and whilst there's things I can share with you, which is the whole point of the channel really. Margaret McKenna, thank you so much. It really does make it worthwhile to read comments like that. As I was just saying, I like watching planes anyway. If I wasn't live streaming or videoing, I'd be here anyway. You know, just one of those things that's been with me since a child, and I think being able to share it with other people, that's a really special thing to be able to do. And what makes it better is the great group of people that are on this channel. It's a genuine community, which is fantastic. And it's quite motivational. In fact, quite, I think very, very motivational. Because I'm always thinking, oh, what can we do next? What's going to interest folks? I mean, the bank of bets will always be Newcastle and Edinburgh. Both locations much loved by yours truly. But it's a bit like our ambitions to bring you something different for next week. We've been working jolly hard on that. Ooh, Alibite, that's a good shout. I'm going to stay for that. Can't pass up another landing, can we? It's not as windy, but we'd never forgive ourselves if we missed another go around, would we? But the doors are shut on the Air France Embraer, so I think we'll get both of the outcomers and the incomer. Eurowings have a number of special liveries. Never seem to see them here, which is a shame. Or more accurately, when I'm here. I do declare the wind is picking up. Must be a freak, because the forecast isn't for that. So I expect this to turn and go. That was the wind blowing me back on my heels. Oh dear me. Complacency in your cameraman. so from a magnification point of view, I'm at 76 at the minute, which is at the top end of what you'd want to do. No loitering. Absolutely no fuss, was there? Right, to the concluding action. So I expect this to start moving momentarily. Certainly overdue. I've got my right eye trained on the far horizon. Dopey Corp, by Jingo sir, 777, £7.77. Thanks my friend. No, well, listen, this is all about opinions. Emirates, the star of the show. Dopey Corp has called it, but all joking aside, thanks mate, genuinely humbled. Thank you so much. As with all of the donations, they are rolling forward and buying something different for you guys. You deserve it. Looks like we're getting our cake and eat it to wind the show down. The Air France departure and our Ryanair arrival. And behind the terminal I can see a chewy tail fin. Please do look out for the community post that goes out later. Really can't wait to tell you, good people, definitely what we're doing next week. Like a cat on a hot tin roof, or a dog with two tails, depending on which way you want to look at it. Ken, I'll have to do the poll when I'm back at the ranch. My boy knows how to poll these things during the chat. His father, unfortunately, is of a lower tech vintage. But that's a good shout. Go arounds versus the Boeing 777. Let's do that. That's the beauty of aviation, isn't it? Everyone's got an opinion. Sometimes we agree. It's nice to have lots of things to choose from. Audrey, you do not have to donate a penny. So, honestly, it's fine. As I say, when people do that, I just pile it forward onto the channel and whatever we're doing next. But first and foremost, your time, your support, your great company. Stuart has confirmed that is a Chewy that is pinging hours late. Yeah, right. Is that 2 hours late? I'm just looking at the what do you call them? The exclamation marks, quotation marks. That's the word. That we're rolling. So it looks like we're going to get 3 planes to wrap the show up, as you'll see there. Looks like the late, well, they're both late, aren't they? Looks like the Chewy's going first. That's the tower, there's just left them to it. Sort yourself out. First of the mark gets to go first. Can you imagine? Just heard that noise that tells me something's happening. Sorry folks, I've just let the camera go to sleep. Dopey Gorp, I'm with you mate, Android all the way. Although for me it probably owes as much to familiarity rather than any kind of technical evaluation. Well, the good news is our final arrival, our incoming Ryanair, is over on yonder horizon. So that's good. I'm not betting on a go around. I think the wind levels now are more predictable. So as Ken's already called, or was it Alibi? I think it was Alibi, wasn't it? This is the incoming Ryanair is from Milan, having departed 2 hours 7 minutes ago. This plane is the one that I miscalled around 10 o'clock-ish, which was in fact a Tenerife departure. This is off to Hurghada, which my geographical horizons have now been expanded, and thanks to the courtesy of more informed friends in the chat, I understand to be on the Egyptian side of the Red Sea, near Sharm el Sheikh. So 2 departures in quick order. I don't think either of these are going until the Ryanair's landed. So still a fair way out. Currently at times 47 magnification. Just want to get an early sense of how he's feeling the wind. I think he's found a bit. No finale. Just fired off a quick shot. Sorry, you'll have got a stutter on your video feed. So, lining up next will be our Loganair Chewy flight, severely delayed. Should have gone out around 10:15 if I remember correctly. So it's over 3 hours. Let's go that way now. Can't imagine how frustrated the passengers are. At least they'll have a hopefully hot sunny holiday to look forward to. Just going to be starting it a tad later. Go. I've just lost my bearings there for a minute. The sun is absolutely beaming on the back of the camera. Which means the viewfinder is quite hard to pick out. So, final thank you from me as we wait for this one to go. But before we get into that, I just want to give a shout out to our fantastic moderators, Ken Alloway, Dopey and Ali B58, who give their time and personality to what is a great chat, as you all do. So thank you one and all. Final plea to anyone that's with us as we speak now, who hasn't yet subscribed to the channel, please do consider subscribing. It doesn't cost you anything, and I think you'll enjoy being with us. I hope so. And we're rolling. Last plane of the show. Look pretty quickly. So that brings us to the close, folks. So weekend is all in front of us. Whatever your plans are, I hope you have a great weekend and look forward to seeing you next time we're out. As I say, community post later. Thank you so much everybody. Janelle, my pleasure. Jamie, likewise. Everybody. Hang on a minute, what's this? Alibi 58, KLM on finals. Hold the page folks. I'm going to take that one as well. But that will be the last one. Because I know another channel's already copyrighted the home of the one more plane. It's nice when the day rolls that way, doesn't it? Isn't it, should I say? Well, we're 6s and 7s now, folks. That is some top modding, Alibi. No, don't apologise for the caps. I know there's a thing about etiquette, and normally that would hold true, but you caught my eye. I'd have been scratching my head if I'd shut the stream down and realised this was landing. Don't pick up, indeed. One more plane. To it. I'm assuming this to be a 737. Certainly a high tail fin. Didn't break stride really, did he? So this should just scoot itself to the far side of the terminal. It's good in the sun. Let's find a quick snap off. Well, this seemed as good a way to finish as any. That's unusual. They normally go to the far side. Right folks, take the very best of care. See you soon. Take care. Bye now. Sorry, I've just realised, Ken, just seen your comment. My pleasure, mate. Bye now.